1991. That was the year that the Somalian regime fell, and thousands of refugees fled to Kenya.
Stop talking or I'll kill you! You, stand up!
Had the same dream again. Even though it's been 20 years, the memory has preyed on me this entire time. This dream, though, was different. This time, the sky wasn't black, and the space below me had depth. It has lines and dimensions. And for the first time, I realized now that not even for a second was I afraid of the waves. I think that's because, for the first time, I truly saw it. I saw the water. It wasn't a repeat of the way it was back then on that night, 20 years ago, when my mother, my huyu, pulled me away, and we both ran as fast as we could from the truck, away from the guards. They had treated us so badly, and my huyu was shaking. We ran so fast that the veil fell away from Huyu's face, and I saw the blood running down her face onto her neck. In that moment, I remember how much pride she would take in remaining pristine and clean as she helped me get ready for school. Huyu was always the perfect woman, no matter where she went. But in that moment, the woman I knew her to be wasn't there. This woman, who was holding my hand, just looked like my huyu, but the spirit in her resembled that of a tiger. The rocks around us shook with the weight of our heavy lives running on top of them. And then, I saw the ocean. It was far ahead, but I saw its vastness regardless. The sea was black. Momentarily, Huyu's panting and praying stopped too. The sea captured us in such a way I didn't think this moment, in everything it was, could be reality.
Entering Kenya as a refugee often came at the cost of enduring severe violence, discrimination, looting, and assault along the way.
Stop talking or I'll kill you! You, stand up!
Shh, stay quiet.
Leave me alone. Go away.
Please, shh.
No, go away.
Listen to me. I know she's gone. I know you're hurting. I'm sorry, but do you think they're not going to kill you too? You know, they just shot your mom in front of you. The rest of these guards won't care for you either. So that's why I'm telling you that if you don't listen to me right now, you'll die too. Don't you want to live? If you don't think there's any point in living, then at least live so you can remember your mother. You see this path here? Run down there as fast as you can. Don't stop and just keep going. There are many more of you there, so you'll be okay. One more thing. Please take care of that paper your huyu sewed into your pants, okay? Don't you lose it. And show it to the guards when they ask you. Tell them your abe is already in the camp and you lost your huyu in the crowds. Tell them, okay? Please tell them.
As a refugee in Kenya, you'll very likely end up living at the Dadaab or Kakuma camps. These are the largest of the refugee camps in Kenya. Dadaab, in fact, is the largest refugee camp in the world. It holds over 400,000 refugees from across Africa, but mainly they arrive from Somalia. In the camps, aid organizations and international funding are the only reason refugees manage to survive with the bare necessities. There are also schools set up in the camp so that elementary and secondary education is provided to the refugees. The problem with this is that there are far too many students than there are available and eligible teachers.
Dadaab. You can't think of it as a camp. A city, maybe. The day I entered this camp, 20 years ago, tens of thousands of people were lined up with me, and hundreds of thousands more were hovering beyond us. They were all people I didn't know, and yet I felt oddly connected to them, more than I had with anyone else since the day we had all escaped Al-Shabaab. Each of these faces was stricken with sadness, and I was sure that they, like me, had all lost their lives to the consequences of life. Regardless, this place, this camp, is what I've known as home for the past 20 years. And for everyone here, even all the old people, don't they say that as well? The younger ones, they don't even know what a home was like before all this happened. Somalia, Al-Shabaab, they won't remember. All they'll remember is feeling hungry and uncertain about the future. All they'll remember is feeling abandoned by the same country that took them in. And that's why we need to start talking more about it. We need to talk about our future once they abandon us.
The Kenyan government announced their plans to close the Dadaab and Kakuma camps, which renders over 400,000 people in a state of vulnerability. So what does the future hold for the generations of refugees who have known the camps to be their whole world? How can other places accommodate them? The crisis in Kenya is in a critical period right now, and the situation deserves far more attention than it has received.